we are in the kitchen today at Fonda Del Sol with executive chef Josh Dechellis. Josh, thanks so much for letting us be here.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, so you know the rules. We like to find out what great chefs like to eat in the middle of the night, and you told me this one's super easy.
When my family has dinner in the evening around 5 or 6, I'm still working. So what I like to do is sort of take the leftovers from that and make a very classic Spanish tapas item called Tortilla Española.
And your restaurant is really known for tapas, but I think a lot of people may not know what tapas references. What is tapas?
Oh, there's a bit of a controversy of where the term tapas came from. Some people say that they're called tapas because the small plate that you would get it on would go on top of your beer glass, and that's why it was called a tapa. Other people say that it's called a tapa because, for example, say this was a piece of bread and the stuff that went on top of it was a topping, so that's tapa.
And the restaurant you guys have here is absolutely beautiful.
It's very clean and modern and tasteful, yet comfortable. It's not very stark, which is really nice.
Well, let's get going.
The tortilla española is kind of like an Italian frittata, if you know what that is, and it's just sort of an omelet. We basically infuse the tortilla with anything that's of the season, and right now it's autumn, so we're using some of the Indian summer vegetables that are at the green market right now. So we'll start with just getting the eggs ready. So we're going to go ahead and just crack about 8 eggs into this bowl. The whole idea here, you can do that for me, right?
This is, yeah, I can do this part.
You know, I'm doing this late night, and you know, although I'm hungry, I'm really not too hip on cooking.
Yeah.
So all these vegetables are extremely easy to cut. Here we have a certain type of zucchini, and all this can happen pretty quickly. This here, this is called a leek.
You gotta clean those really well, don't you?
Yeah, you definitely have to make sure that you clean it because they're grown in sand, and all those sand particles get in all these little different layers.
Yeah, you can definitely
here.
see them. Like, if you're not gonna clean it out well, you're gonna end up eating that, I think.
Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty.
Okay.
I don't care how late at night it is. You're gonna notice it. You do a little cooking yourself?
I do, yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah, I
like
pretend at least.
You pretend?
And I always hear chefs say the key is uniform size of cutting things so that it all cooks at the same rate. Is that?
That's right. Exactly. You know, a lot of people think it's just like so it can look pretty, but you're absolutely right. It's got nothing to do with it. With the tortilla, there's nothing better than the potato, right?
Yeah.
So we just take the potato. So I like to cut this a little bit smaller than the zucchini so everything cooks just right. So once we have all this stuff ready, I just throw it all on a plate, and we can move over to the stove.
Okay, so you have this stove on medium-high, medium?
Medium-high is probably what you're looking for. You can use olive oil or butter, whatever you need. And then we're gonna start by just sauteing our vegetables. You start with the hardest things first, right? You slide your potatoes in there. Leeks are great because it's just obviously less aggressive than an onion. And it just has a little bit more of a green flavor than anything. Eggs really take on the perfume of herbs and aromatics really well. And so one of my favorite ones to use is thyme.
So tell me when you're ready.
All right, we're ready.
Okay, just pour it all in.
Pour it all in.
No technique in this.
No, just like, actually the quicker the better.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you want to like work it away from the side of the pan. You want to work it away from the bottom. And you see how we're getting like these folds of cooked egg? That's just awesome. That's what you want. And then what you want to do is get the texture that you're looking for. This is like 70% cooked right now. So all we're going to do is just get a little bit of color on the bottom. Then we're going to throw it in there. And that's the time I usually go and drink a beer and get my plate ready and wait for my tortilla.
I like your style.
There you go. So let's go ahead and see if it's done. The top feels set. The whole omelet looks cooked. So let's get ready to eat. So I
heard let's get ready to eat and I came over. I knew it was time.
You were waiting for it. You had your internal clock was ticking. We're going to do this the classic way. We're just going to invert this on a plate. Now in Spain,
it's pretty.
When you go to a tapas bar, like you'll just see these sitting out, and like they let them sit out all day. The Department of Health in New York definitely has some different ideas than the Spaniards do in terms of food handling.
It's thick too. It's a real meal.
No, this is absolutely a real meal. And you can see it just happens so quickly. So we throw a little salt on it.
Okay.
Just a little bit of aioli. For me, late night eating after a day at Fonda Del Sol, tortilla española. And as we say, nothing better than tapas with a cold beer.
Oh my gosh, that's fabulous.
You like it?
That's really, really good.
Good.
And the cool thing about it is you said any vegetables, and you could probably toss in meat also if you don't want to do it vegetarian.
Anything cooked that's in your refrigerator is also really good.
Okay, but I have to try it the way that you intended, right? Because the way to do this really is with the beer and then with the bite,
Don't blame me, blame Spain, okay? This is just how they do it. Cheers.
I didn't bring you back beer, though.
That was my first question.
That was a no-no, but here it is. And this is what you have here is like, I want to say it's salt mixed with some smoked paprika, and this is the aioli. So help yourself. And he said the way to do this is with your hands. So you're sick. You're sick.
I'm sick, so I'll scoop with the fork
so everyone else can try some.
Yeah.
But this I have to say, I love eggs. I don't know what 8 eggs at bedtime is going to do to you. But
you don't worry about it.
Eggs is delicious.
That's really good.
Huh.
Absolutely. Well done, Benita.
Website has a recipe for this, also WNNFans.com.
We'll be right back.